Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something really fundamental, isn't it? How we make our partners, our girlfriends, our spouses feel truly loved.
Hmm.
Because it's not always straightforward.
Hmm.
Just saying the words, well, doesn't always land the same way for everyone.
That's exactly the challenge. And, the source we dove into for this, it reportedly goes into immense detail, something like 60,000 words on this very topic.
Wow, 60,000 words.
Yeah. So our goal today is really to cut through all that and pull out the really valuable stuff, the insights that can genuinely help you build a stronger connection.
Okay, I like that.
Mhm.
Because the core issue we're trying to solve here for you listening is how do you go from just meaning well, intending to show love, to actually getting that message across
Right.
so that your partner feels it deeply, whether it's a new relationship or one you've been in for years, making that love felt.
Absolutely. You could be doing things that feel loving to you, but if they don't speak your partner's particular love dialect, let's say, well, there's a gap.
A disconnect.
Exactly. And the source material we looked at, it really leans heavily on a very useful framework for this. Dr. Gary Chapman's 5 love languages.
Ah, yes, the 5 love languages. Many people have probably heard of them, but it's always worth revisiting, I think, refreshing our understanding.
Definitely.
So for anyone maybe less familiar or just needing a quick recap, what are these 5 languages in a nutshell?
Okay, so basically, they're the 5 main ways people tend to give and, more importantly, receive love. First up is words of affirmation.
Okay.
This is all about using words to build the other person up. Spoken affection, saying, I appreciate you, compliments, encouragement, hearing I love you is part of it, but also why you love them.
Makes sense. What's next?
Then you've got acts of service. This one's about action speaking louder than words. Showing love by doing things you know your partner would appreciate, helpful things.
Like practical help.
Exactly. Easing their burden, showing you care through effort. Number 3 is receiving gifts. And it's crucial here. This isn't really about materialism. It's more the thought, the symbolism behind the gift. It's a tangible sign that says, I was thinking of you.
Gotcha. The visual reminder.
Right. Then there's quality time. And this one is often misunderstood. It's not just being physically present in the same room.
No, it's got to be more than that.
It's about giving your focused, undivided attention. Real connection, shared activities where you're both, fully there.
Okay. And the last one.
Finally, physical touch. This is about expressing love through, physical connection, holding hands, hugs, a touch on the arm, intimacy. It all falls under this language. Feeling connected through touch.
Right. So those are the 5. Words, service, gifts, time, touch. Okay, so based on our source material, what's the absolute first thing someone listening should, do with this information?
The most critical first step really is figuring out your partner's primary love language. It sounds simple, but it's often overlooked.
So how do you do that? Just ask.
You can ask directly. Yeah, sometimes that works perfectly.
Hmm.
But the source also suggests being a keen observer. When does your partner seem genuinely happiest, most loved? Pay attention to how they express love to you. That's often a clue.
Oh, that's a good point.
And, you can experiment a bit, try different things aligned with different languages and see what gets the best reaction. It can be quite revealing.
Okay, observe, maybe ask, experiment a little.
Got it.
Let's dig into words of affirmation a bit more then. The source really stressed the way we say things, right?
Yeah.
Beyond just a simple, I love you.
Oh, absolutely. For someone whose main language is words of affirmation, the specifics, the sincerity, they matter hugely. Generic compliments might fall a bit flat. The source gave some great examples of phrases that really resonate more deeply.
Like what? What kind of things really work?
Well, think about saying things like, I honestly feel so lucky to have you, or maybe you just make ordinary days feel kind of special.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, or even pointing out specific qualities you admire. I love how your mind works when you figure stuff out, or I really appreciate how kind you are to people. It shows you're actually seeing them.
That specificity feels key.
Yeah.
It proves you're paying attention, not just rattling off lines.
Exactly. And there was a really practical tip in there, too, about sending random texts during the day.
Yeah.
Just something simple like thinking of you or hope you're having a good day. Those little verbal check-ins, they reinforce the affection throughout the day. It's not just a one-off thing.
Nice. Little digital dose of affirmation.
Yeah.
Okay, what about shifting gears to acts of service? This is where actions really matter.
Right. For people who resonate with this, showing is definitely better than telling. It's about demonstrating your love and care through helpful deeds, things that make their life easier or smoother.
And the source had some good down-to-earth examples, didn't it?
Yeah, really practical stuff, like making their coffee just the way they like it, maybe filling up their car with gas, or tackling that one chore, they absolutely hate doing.
Taking out the bins.
Could be. It communicates, I see you, I care about your load, and I want to help carry it. It's very tangible.
And there was that sort of pro tip in the source material about doing it before they even ask.
Yes, that proactive approach, that really elevates it. Performing an act of service before it's requested, or maybe even before they notice it needs doing.
Wow, yeah.
That shows a really deep level of care and attentiveness. You're anticipating their needs. It can feel incredibly loving, like you're truly partners looking out for each other.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's talk quality time. You mentioned earlier this one's often misunderstood. It's not just being nearby.
Definitely not. The source was clear on that. True quality time means focused, undivided attention, being fully present.
So what does it actually look like? How do you differentiate it from just, existing in the same space?
Well, it's about engagement. It could be putting phones away and having a real conversation where you're both listening and responding, or playing a board game together, taking a walk without distractions, working on a project side by side. The key is that shared focus and connection. No multitasking.
Right, putting the distractions aside. And the source mentioned a specific technique, didn't it? The 20-minute uninterrupted rule. Sounds manageable.
Yeah, it's a really practical idea. Just commit to 20 minutes each day. Maybe it's when you both get home or before bed, where you give each other your absolute undivided attention.
No phones, no TV in the background.
Exactly. Just focus time to connect, talk, listen, or just be together without anything else pulling at your attention. That consistent, dedicated window can make a huge difference over time.
20 minutes. Seems doable, but potentially really powerful.
Right.
Okay, let's touch on, physical touch.
This one is obviously very personal. For someone whose primary language this is, physical affection is just fundamental to feeling connected, secure, loved.
And the source was good at pointing out it's much broader than just sex.
Oh, absolutely. While sexual intimacy is definitely an expression of love for many, this language encompasses so much more non-sexual touch, too.
Like with sort of everyday things.
Think about a spontaneous hug from behind while they're cooking, or reaching out to hold hands when you're walking down the street, or even just watching a movie.
Yeah.
A kiss on the forehead, a hand on their back as you pass, a comforting squeeze of the shoulder if they seem stressed. These little moments of physical connection, they communicate care and closeness constantly, often without needing any words.
Those small touches really add up, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay, final language. Receiving gifts. We said earlier, it's not about the money.
No, definitely not. And the source really hammered this home. For someone who values gifts, it's the thoughtfulness, the effort, the fact that you took the time to pick something out specifically for them.
It's the tangible, simple again.
Exactly. It's proof that you were thinking of them, that you understand them, that you wanted to bring them a little bit of joy.
And the examples given weren't like expensive jewelry necessarily.
Not at all. It could be something as simple as a handwritten note telling them why you appreciate them, or picking up their favorite, maybe slightly obscure snack just because you saw it.
Or like making a playlist.
Yeah, a playlist of songs that have meaning for your relationship. These gifts show you know them, their tastes, your shared history. That's where the value lies.
And I like that tip from the source, paying attention when they casually mention something they like or want, and then surprising them with it later, even if it's small.
Yes. That shows incredible attentiveness, doesn't it? It proves you're not just hearing the words, you're listening and remembering the little details that matter to them. It makes the gift feel so much more personal and meaningful.
Definitely. So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive into expressing love,
Yeah.
what's the main takeaway, the big message for our listener?
I think fundamentally, it's that expressing love effectively isn't a one-size-fits-all thing, and it's not just for birthdays and anniversaries.
Right, it's ongoing.
It's an ongoing practice. It requires understanding how your specific partner experiences feeling loved, and then making a conscious, consistent effort to speak their language.
Yeah, our source, with its, 60,000 words, ultimately seems to boil down to that.
Yeah.
Love is personal.
Well,
You need to learn your partner's dialect.
precisely. Knowing their primary language is like having the key. It ensures your efforts to show love actually land and are felt deeply.
So maybe a final thought or challenge for you listening.
How about this? Commit, just this week, to trying one new way of expressing love, deliberately chosen based on what you suspect your partner's primary love language might be.
Okay, pick one thing. Maybe an act of service if you think that's them, or a specific thoughtful compliment.
Exactly. Choose one thing based on these ideas, and then this is important to observe.
Pay attention to the reaction.
Yeah. Notice how they respond. Does it seem to resonate? Do they light up a bit? Does it spark a connection? Those little reactions are your feedback. They tell you if you're on the right track.
That feedback loop is crucial for figuring it out over time.
Absolutely. This whole thing, understanding and expressing love, it's a journey, isn't it? It's about continuously learning and showing up for your partner in the ways that mean the most to them.
Well said. We hope this deep dive gave you some useful tools and perspectives for that ongoing exploration in your own relationship.